Okay, so good afternoon, Mr. X's class. Good morning, my class. We're going to be talking about the word offset, which is the word for today, which is Friday, September 4th. And so the word offset, the main meaning of offset is it's a verb, and it means to use one cost, payment, or situation in order to cancel or reduce the effect of another. So usually it's like you have something bad, and you want to cancel the bad thing by doing something good. And I think this word is usually used more for, it's not used for like one person. I think it's more often used for like a whole country or a company, a big group of people. Like often a country. You talk about it in economics. But we needed to have an example for literature, so I'll give you an example for literature. So this is talking about stories. A modern story may offset a lack of dramatic structure. Lack means falta, you don't have it, with well-developed characters and detailed descriptions. So that means you have something that might be bad, which is that many modern stories don't have really a plot structure, like nothing happens. There's just, but you learn about characters and you learn about their lives. You have well-developed characters and detailed descriptions, but you don't really have a plot structure with exposition, rising action, climax. So you might say, well, that's boring. There's no plot structure. That's bad. But we can offset that, and people still want to read the story if there are well-developed characters and detailed descriptions. So something bad, but you do something good to like cancel it. That's kind of what offset means. I want to talk about a situation in modern life where we often hear the word offset is we talk about carbon offset. And I want to have one change, actually, something you can add to your card, which is for the word families. Right now it says no word families. That's what was in the list that we got from the academic word people. But I think in the last few years, probably this is a new thing. We use offset as a noun, especially for carbon offset. And that means that if you know about global warming, when you burn, for example, burn gasoline, you make carbon dioxide gas, goes into the atmosphere, and it's bad for the earth because it increases the temperature. So people might say, I'm burning gasoline when I drive my car, that's bad. I want to do something to cancel the bad effect. So bad effect is driving your car, burning gasoline, so you cancel it by buying what's called, this is where you use the noun. You offset the bad effect when you buy an offset, which means you give money to an organization that does something like planting trees. If you plant trees, that takes the carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere, and so it cancels a little bit of your bad effect that you did. So you burn gas, but that's bad. But then you buy a carbon offset. You offset your bad effect by buying an offset, which means you give money. So let's say you're burning gas. If you give money, that's supposed to be a dollar sign. You give your money to an organization. They plant trees. That cancels some of the bad effect. But as I was saying, this word is usually used for like a whole society. So this is not just one person's problem. This is a whole society problem. And some questions came up. Some of my students were asking me off camera about, because in Spanish you have the translation compensar, but I think, so it means basically you have something bad and you try to make up for it, but it's almost like we were saying maybe neutralizar is better because like you have something bad, you cancel it, now it's okay, it's not bad anymore. And also I was saying, I think this word is usually used not for one person, it's more like for a whole society. Like in economics, we could talk about the president did something, I don't know, like I was saying in the US, we are importing a lot of stuff from China and we don't make as much. We don't make things now as much in the US as we used to. So what do we do about that? We have to offset that effect and we could have different things. Well, we need to build more factories in the US or something like that. You have something bad to the US, so we could cancel that by doing something better. Synonyms: balance, cancel out, negate, and neutralize. Those all look good to me. I'm actually going to discuss with Mr. X removing these two because I don't think they really work very well as antonyms. I don't think they're really antonyms, but I will confirm that with Mr. X. So thank you very much for watching this episode of Word of the Day with Maestro Ethan. Have a nice afternoon.